Hello. 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 Hello, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hey. Hello. So today we continue to work on the improved crafting. This seems to be one of the most requested features, and so yeah, we comply and we see if we can do it. So what I was looking at is that there are certain recipes that are a bit weird. Like this one I really don't understand too much. You know, it's saying combine between 1 and 2 eggs, 2 and 5 milks, 7 and 12 flours, 1 and 2 ground nuts, and then in addition there is this, right? So what does it mean? It means that you need also to add 1 and 1 of this in addition to all of this stuff. So it's really 7, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ingredients. 6 different ingredients to create that stuff. Holy moly. I mean, it's possible. Yeah. It's possible. Okay, so yesterday we reached the point. So at the moment I would assume that this is the way to do it. And we will filter it later on. So what what we want to do now we want to create, so there is an overlay, right? There's an overlay with a scroll box. There's an overlay with a scroll box. I think we should split it in two, no? So must be a vertical grid, a vertical box. Probably. So inside this overlay we put a vertical box, and we put inside the description as a first item, and we put the I think it would be nice to have a separator, but I think the separator does not exist, huh? Kind of a line separator? No. I mean, you can have a... There is a spacer. I think you just have a panel with a border, and that's it. Expandable area. Searching if there is anything. You can have an image, you know, in the middle. I think probably the easiest is this. If you want to have a separator, right? Something like that. I don't know about the color actually, but what is the difference between tint and color? So tint is part of the brush. Color? Never understood that. Never understood that, my friends. Hello, Hula. Hey, good afternoon. Bon après-midi. No, my French is not too good, but because I don't use it. But in the past, you know, I could somehow speak French. But I never use it, so I lost it, I guess. Whee! So below here, right, we want to have, so what do we want to have? We want to have a button. We want to have a button that is called check. I don't know if the check should be at the top of this, but yeah, I think he should be at the top. Yeah. The button should be similar to what? To any other button, eh? So we need to get it from like the merchant UI or whatever. So we get a button like this. And I put it here in my vertical box. Yes. Why is not centered? What? What do you mean? I said what? You crazy? Ah, because he has a 150 padding. Ah. So how do we call this button, guys? This is basically the button that will allow to check if you have all the prerequisite to actually craft that particular item. I don't know if I want to just call it check or I want to call it readiness check, availability check. I think it's like the bicycle. Maybe. So you're saying that he comes back if you try to speak again? I don't know. I feel sometimes that when I think in another language, I think in English. I really think in English. Sometimes when I'm speaking by myself, you know, I'm speaking in English and not in Italian, so I don't know. So we will call it check check prerequisites or check because he's checking materials, he's checking the book, he's checking the tools, he's checking the skills, he's checking a lot of stuff, right? Check check prerequisites. I think check prerequisites is a bit long, but let's call it check prerequisites, okay, for now. Check prerequisites. Oops. Mistakes were made. Check prerequisites. Okay, if I click on this guy, if I click on this guy, what I want to do, why we don't have the item clicked as item clicked? We need to save it, huh? We need to save the last item clicked, because otherwise yeah, we need to save the last item clicked. Also, can we highlight it somehow or no? Button item. If I change the tint, how does it look? No, it's a bad idea. What? Doesn't change, huh? No, it doesn't change. Button, because we only see the text in reality. I could make the text like golden when it's selected. Yeah, probably yes. That's a good idea. It is a good idea. So, but how do we do it? Because we want the crafting window to hold this, right? We don't want the... So the crafting window should keep the currently selected crafting node. So yeah. So whenever I click on something, there are two things. There is the crafting node and the crafting node structure. But the crafting node, I think, is already holding the crafting node. Exactly. So if I keep the WD... okay, then should I just change this to be a WD crafting node so I also have the reference to it? Probably yes. Yeah, probably yes. So we are changing this again, huh? We already changed it like 5 times, but okay. So this will be WD crafting node, right? WD crafting node. So it means that I can get my crafting node and then this goes here, right? Okay. This is okay, with the only difference that Item clicked. I don't know. Come on. I don't know if setup crafting panel. Item clicked. Setup crafting panel. Well, win crafting 3. No, but this item clicked. There's WD crafting node. Exactly. Yeah, we changed this thing already 3 or 4 times, but it's fine. It's fine. So let's say that whatever happens, we arrive to this item clicked. There are actually 2 item clicked, because one is when I click the parent. No, I think everything goes through here. Okay, so this one we make it a variable, right? And we with time I have learned that you are not the best English teacher. What do you mean? No, I'm good English. Crafting node. So this one we will call it current crafting node, okay? Now, the thing that we need to do, we need to I think we need a function here, a new thing that is called highlight new crafting node or something like that. Highlight new crafting node, and it's taking as an input, you know, the new crafting node, which actually is a WD crafting. Come on. Okay. And so the first thing we'll have to do, we'll have to check if the current node is actually valid, right? If it's valid, then it's going to change the color back to what it was, right? And I think we can have an highlight inside crafting node that says highlight yes or no, as we do pretty much for every, right? And highlight can be true or false. So this is boolean, and here we branch, and yeah. So I would say if everything is okay, we just set the color. We set the color of the opacity of the text block. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Okay. I think the highlight will be... Wait. You see what is a decent color. Something like this. Okay. Okay. So if the current crafting node is actually valid, I need to highlight him false. I need to highlight him false. And then I need to highlight the new as true, right? Come on, bro. I want to click on this. Ah, because it's exactly on top. I see. Okay. So this will highlight, it will basically remove the highlight on the previous node and highlight this node. Now when you open the window, I think we should remove... no, but anyway, when you open the window, all the nodes are getting destroyed, so I think that is not a problem. Exactly. So we have highlight new crafting node. Yeah, if he's a child, anyway, is going to call this, right? Yeah. So I think this is gonna work. I think this is fine. I think this could be fine. Okay. So now we have in our current crafting node the information. So when we click it, yes, that is here. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do when we click it? We want just to enable the... We want just to enable this button, I guess. Huh? So this button will be like disabled until you click on something on the left. And then it becomes available. I think that at the moment it's kind of already like this. Like until you click, this right side is empty. I'm not 100% sure though. Probably not. I don't know. But anyway, for sure that button, for sure this button needs to be enabled. Yeah, but it's fine. For now it's fine. Let's say that is enabled. Let's say that is enabled. So if it's enabled and I click on it, right? Now I have my current crafting node, which is the one that has been selected, right? And the current crafting node has the crafting information here, right, in the structure. So what do we need to do? We need a new function. Hello, Fanner. I'm pretty good. How are you? Everything is going fine. I'm trying to make some improvements to this crafting stuff. I think we need crafting. I think there should be so I think this one will be request crafting check, something like that, right? And the crafting check should use the a crafting node. Yeah. Is that enough? Is that enough to have the crafting node, or we need more? Do we need the final item? I don't think so, because we can get the final item immediately from the combination or from the transformation, so that's fairly easy. So yeah. Based on right. Cool, I'm doing good. It's nice to see you improving things within the game, which shows the game is worth playing. Yeah. Is there books in the game to teach you how to craft? Well, there are quests. There are quests. Let's say for each crafting discipline, there are NPC. There are NPC that are introducing you to the craft, and they are teaching you how to do it, starting from simple recipe, going up to more complex ones. Obviously, that is a bit gated by the ability scores and the skills that you have in that particular craft. So you will not be able to do all the quests one after the other, right? So like at a certain point you will have to actually practice and gain more skill and then go back to the NPC and say, hey, now I'm ready, you know, for the next thing. But yeah, you get it mostly from NPC and quest. I think there are also some books, but they are mostly player made. I don't know, I don't think we have much books made by us on that. Do you want to print something? I don't know, because this thing is actually not having any names. The only thing that he has the no, actually he has the result item. Oh, I'm sending back the text. Holy moly, no. That's a bit useless actually. But it's a bit useless that I'm sending back the text because I will not need it. Yeah, I will definitely not need it. Maybe I can... You know what we can do? We can do something like this. Right? So we basically empty the description so we don't send it server side. Because we will not use it. Server side, that's useless. Yeah. Usually everything starts with a simple apple. Yeah, apples are easy to slice. So you can, yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 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 Okay, so we do that, and then we do the usual thing, and then we yeah, now here we need to understand what to call, right? Because we will need to call a function somewhere that is actually doing the check. I think the best would really be in work manager, no? think so. I think we can create handle crafting check in work manager, because work manager is the one that is doing all the work for crafting, so it seems to me a good place. Right. Pim pim piri ping. Piri pim pirim pim pim. So there is client request to do a check if we can craft a specific item. I think it will be void in the sense that we will just call another function going back, right, to the client with all the data. So this one will take a crafting node, right? And we'll take the actor. I always prefer to have the actor first, though, right? I don't know why we have it with the actor. I think it's nicer to have it this way. So it's actor and data. Yeah, I think it's better. And yeah. So in here we do the check. Okay, so the check. What should the check be? Good question. What do we have to check? Well, first of all, we want to check the material. So if I have enough materials to actually do the... I mean, it really depends, but I need to check. So I need to check the tool. I need to check the equipment. I need to check the materials. I need to check, well, check the book. Check the book, I'm not really going to check the book because it is where you clicked on. So I'm assuming that you have the book, right? So, and then we can check the skills, right? Because there may be that particular item is, yeah. And then what do we do? And then we send back, right? So we send back the answer to the client, right? Yeah. So, okay, how the hell do we do this? So crafting node as a combination or transformation, right? So we know exactly. So based on this, I will have to do something like so if I search trade processes, so PS trade processes can be no, I think it's on Cache Manager. I think on Cache Manager we have get trades transformations, no? Should be actually. Wait. Wait. So Cache Manager, right? There should be a get transformation by get trade transformation by item ID. Get trade trans unique by ID. I think it's this thing. Trade trans unique. Why is calling it unique? I don't understand why it's calling this unique. Trade transformation. Select start from trade transformation ordered by. Find transformation. PID, because this one is by pattern ID. It is by pattern, and then it contains the item ID and the, okay, so basically it's pattern ID, item ID. Map of pattern ID and item ID transformation. I think the easiest if I say this. I think it's more understandable like that. I don't know. Map of pattern ID, item ID, transformation. So this is how this thing is. But basically I go by pattern ID, right? While this one... Actually, there are two here. I don't understand too much this unique one. Select ID from trade patterns. Current ID. New array. Yeah, but this is again by pattern ID, yeah? So there is pattern ID. Yeah, there is again pattern ID. I don't understand exactly why we have this one, but this one is again a T-map of pattern ID, and then what? T-map of pattern ID, and then it's a new array of item ID. So that's what it is. So it is organized by pattern ID. It is also organized by pattern. So these two I don't need. I think I need. I think I need this two. Trade, craft, trans, info, ash ID. But it is by design item. No, by design item is not good. By design item. By design item. It is by design item ID. So I don't even need that. And I assume that this is the same. Because I don't have the design item ID. I mean I can pass it through, but it is not. It is never used. Huh? This one is never used. I mean, we have this get, but is never used. It's never used. So this is never called. I mean, if it's called, it's always returning empty. Uh-oh. Actually, it seems to be used, but I don't understand how it is possible, because it's never filled in. I don't understand. This will always return empty. This function is unless I'm missing something, I don't know. This trade craft combo info, I don't see it getting filled in. The only one is here is in unload all. And here is the get, and here is the definition, and there is nothing else. So this one is never filled in. Strange though. But anyway, none of this is what we need. None of this is what we need. It's kind of annoying. So does work manager have, maybe work manager does have. Let me check if work manager, if I do get trade, no, nothing. Get something. So work manager does not have anything about now, because I think is relying on cache manager to have that information. No, but this is already way before, way after, you know. I'm a bit lost in the sequence. I'm a bit lost in the sequence. Ah, okay, it's here. Validate combination. Okay, validate combination. Yeah, he's relying on cache manager. So work manager is relying on cache manager for all the combinations list. So it's not really inventing anything new. It's just yeah. The problem is that it goes by pattern ID. That is very annoying. It goes by pattern ID, so we don't have a function at the moment that is extracting a combination by its ID directly. It seems we don't have it. It seems we don't have any. We don't have any function that is actually extracting. I mean, the easiest is to. Crafting no structure by design item. So these are the trade processes. These are the trade combinations. These are the trade combinations. Preload trade combination. You see that, for example, here we put them in, but we put them in again by pattern ID. Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit. We don't have a list. So this again, pattern ID, and so we don't have. It's kind of annoying. Combinations. So basically these two are brothers, right? Yeah, I think these two are actually brothers. Okay, so inside of this two structure, we can actually get the answer to our question, but we have to go by pattern ID, and then inside a pattern ID, we have to go by oh my god. We have to go by result item. Yeah, result quantity combination, and because we don't have an array of, which is kind of crazy, but we don't have an array of. We don't have an array of trade combinations, right? Exactly. This is the ID that we are searching at the moment. This is the ID that we are searching. Is the ID of the combination, right? It seems we do not have, right, a single array of trade combinations globally without going through, you know, a million other filters. And it's kind of strange, but it seems that is what it is. Seems it is what it is. Yeah. 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 Because, I mean, probably because we need them this way, right? We need them this way. We need them this way. It's a bit annoying. So I will have to scan them all. I don't like it. I don't like it. I will have to scan them all to actually see, to actually find our combination and our transformation. I don't know. I mean, I can add another structure, right? If we want, we can add another structure, but I don't want to make it too complex at the same time. But I don't see many other possibility. There is basically no get. It's very annoying. There is basically no get. I mean, I could use this one. I could use this one if I have the item ID. And then there is returning an array of crafting translation and crafting combo. And then inside the crafting combo, I could go... no. But no, 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 no. No, 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 no. This thing is a mess. So find transformation list, right? Pattern ID, target ID. There is returning the transformation. Yes, and here is our ID. Including the process ID and everything, so it's kind of weird, but we don't really have it. We don't have an easy hash, right? We don't have an easy hash that is returning our trait transformation directly. We don't have it. And also the other funny thing is that the trait transformation, if you look at the trait transformation, is actually holding this by ID and not by pointers to the actual pattern or to the actual process. So you have to do another search, right, to actually find the process. And so how do I do it? Do I prefer to keep a separate structure duplicated or what? Hello, Tape. Hey, how are you? Hello, hello. I'm trying to improve this window, right? Which is a crafting window. And I'm trying to add a check for prerequisites of crafting a particular item. And we got to the point that we have here exactly the transformation and the combination that we need to execute. But it seems that this information is not good enough to then go back to the server and search and search all we need, because it seems that actually the existing code is looking at the pattern ID. It's looking at the pattern ID. Yeah, this one, for example, is easy because he actually has the trade processes listed. And that is pretty good. So the processes actually have their own hash, right? Like this, their own hash by ID, and it's by process ID, right? So it's very clean. It's very clean. Processes we can extract, but so in this preload trade processes, you know, we are loading a trade process by just by ID. But in the other preload, so for example, preload trade transformations, right? We are not filling in the trade transformation ID, right? We are doing it by pattern ID, and it is actually an array, so I will have to scan it, right? I will have to scan it fully. I mean, it is not million items, right? But maybe hundreds of items anyway. So I don't know if I want to scan an array every time, you know, for every transformation. Or if I just want to say that this transformation ID is... So what I could do, I could change this to be called trade combination pattern ID, trade transformation pattern ID, and then create two more arrays which are loaded once, which is pointing directly to our I think that's probably the easiest. So if I change this everywhere, right? Everywhere. Which, by the way, is also more clear because how is development going? I think it's pretty good. We released the new version about a month ago, and 0739 we added a lot of stuff, and mainly combat is slightly better. You have the ability to block with your shield, and you can finally have animations on both hands for attacking, and we started to expand a bit the faction and the organizations in the game. So yeah, it's pretty good. Now I would like to release another one during this Christmas holidays. I don't know when. I mean, if it will be January or if it will be before end of year, I don't know yet. But definitely We have some good stuff coming. I upgraded a lot of the textures of the game. Well, not a lot, but I upgraded a number of textures in the game, and mainly in the main city and the temple. And I think that now it looks much better. I still have to do many upgrades of textures around. Let me just do something. If I can delete... I mean, it's a bit risky, but... Let's do it. It's a bit risky because I don't remember exactly which changes I did and where and when and whatever, but... Okay, so in theory now nothing changed. I just changed those two names, right? Now, I want to create, I want to create another structure which is identical to this two, and they are populated on startup, and they are used only to seek a combination. So basically, this will be combination ID in combination, right? And so this should not be an array anymore, right? And this we can really call trade combination ID hash. And I'm doing all this mess just because I want to be sure that we have the fastest access to these structures as we can, right? Why is showing me the T map? Okay, anyway. Exactly. I don't know why it's called combinations, because actually this is one combination, but fine. So you know what? Just for simplicity. Now, these two are very simple to load because we can just do it in the preload all. Yeah, will be additional data, but this is just a very simple T map pointing to an existing object. So I think at the end, you know, in terms of memory and time to load and everything, I think would be super easy. So the only thing I need to be sure is that I'm pointing to... Exactly. Right. And this one will be... Right. Exactly. So we have to do this in the transformation and we have to do this in the combination. Now, in theory, we will not use this anymore apart from this, but it's fine. So I think the change is relatively easy at the end. Yeah. Come on! Copy comb! Copy this thing! Why is copying a million things? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now we have... I mean, it's... So now we have two additional supporting structures, right? That are holding the trade transformation and trade combinations. Now, I don't like too much the fact that these things are holding pointers. I mean, they are holding IDs and not pointers to the actual structure. So I don't really understand why we did it this way, but fine. For now, I'm not going to change it. But basically... I would like, you know, my trade in the future. I would like my trade combination, you know, instead of getting a pattern ID, you know, to get the actual pattern pointer, right? Because otherwise I have to search it again all the time, which is a bit weird, right? But I don't think I want to change it now because there is a significant change and it may mess up stuff. So this can be an optimization, right? That we do in the future. This may be an additional optimization for the future. I think at the moment it's kind of fine. So let's wait that this thing compiles. And when this compiles, then we need to add to Cache Manager two new functions that are basically working on these things, which I assume they are all private or no. But anyway, even if they are not, we should have a get transformation, right? Get trade, whatever. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this one we can even implement here. I mean, they're super simple. So it just this is just return, and then we use our hash. I don't remember what is the name, but anyway, that hash. Where is it? What? Yeah. Simply by ID, right? I think we have to do find ref. And the same. Right? Okay. Yeah, these are not really I call them utility function because actually they are not used in any of the actual parsing of the at the moment. They are used only by the is used only by that, right? Okay, so assuming that this works, right? Assuming that this works for a second, then, which I don't know, we have to verify, right? But, I mean, now we have a way. Nice soundtrack, yeah. It's all video game music, and mostly video games that I actually played. So it's pretty cool because I listen to them sometimes, and yeah. Also, yeah, I think video games have fantastic music. There are so many video games with very, very, very nice music. Maybe the video game itself is not great, but the music it is. But in other cases, it's both. You know, is the video game great and the music great? But it's a pity that is not, you know, there is not enough knowledge about those songs. They're also very old game with fantastic soundtracks. You can see at the bottom there is a line, you know, at the bottom of the screen it tells you which song it is in which video game. So now we have in Cache Manager the accessibility to the get trade by ID, right? So when we get in our crafting node the combination ID, so we can check, you know, we can check if We can check if crafting node combination ID is different than 0, right? And if this is the case, then what is going on? Visual Studio just shut down, but anyway, just, you know, it's not thinking. So if it's different than 0 means that we have a combination, right? And so here we can now call our cache manager and get the trade combo by ID, which is the function that we just created, splitting it from the one that was getting the stuff from by pattern ID. And we can pass in this. Wait a second. Combination ID is an array. Ah, yes. True. Combination ID is actually an array, and the reason is that we may have multiple, right? Yeah. So if it's a combination, if it's a combination, I think we have to check for each. Yeah, I think yes. I think there's no other way. So for each of the elements inside a combination, what we're gonna do? So for each combination item, so this is returning what? This is returning an int. So I need to get my PS trade combinations, right? Yeah, you see, here is the problem because I have to search it again. Luckily, I mean, it's very easy to, right? It's very easy to search because it's just a hash, so it's like instant, right? Access is basically instant, but it's a bit stupid that we have to search it again by ID. Why we could have, you know, we can have the pointer and everything, but it's fine. I think for now it's fine. I can do an optimization later on, but anyway, it's super quick. I mean, this search is like instant, right? So it's like you're just searching into an hash by ID, so it will be absolutely instantaneous, so it's not a problem. So now that we have our combo, right? Now that we have our combo, what can we do with our combo? We can get the item ID, and by the item ID we can get the actual PS item ID. And this is not the resulting item, right? This is the, right, this is what? Yeah, because we have the item ID and the result item ID. The result item ID we don't really care at this point because we assume that we are going to build whatever. What we care is the item ID, which is basically the source, right? So we need to check if the source is correct. And let me just check. What else do we have here? We have the minimum quantity, maximum quantity. We have the item ID, the pattern ID, the result ID, the result quantity. Yeah, I mean, for combination is very simple. We just need to know the minimum quantity, maximum quantity, right? And see if we have enough in our inventory, right? So that would be kind of easy. And in terms of skill, there is not even a process. So that would be even easier, right? So so how do I check? Okay. Fantastic. So this is basically searching the item inside the character inventory, okay? Now this will return a PS item, right? Inventory item. And so if we don't have it, this is already a miss, right? This is a miss. So what we're gonna say, I don't know how to answer though. I don't know how to answer to the client, because at the moment our structure for crafting node, I think I need a new structure, right? I need a new structure which is actually the crafting node check results or something like that, right? Yeah, we need a new structure which is crafting node check results, and then we'll have okay, let's do one step at a time. But yes, that's what I would need for sure. For sure. And I think I can have two, one for combination and one for transformations. It will probably be cleaner, right? Or do we put everything into one? Well, the material, yeah. I think it's fine. But do we have the numbers also in the transforms? Fine. Let's do one step at a time. One step at a time. I'm thinking too much far ahead. I mean, I'm one step at a time. Checking the player's the item in his inventory. Okay. So if we find the item, it means that. So if we find the item, we have to see if we have enough quantity, right? So invite them as is stack, I assume, right? So get stack count. So we know how many. The problem will be the multi-stack. That's very annoying. Because this is returning the first item found in your inventory that is matching the ID. But it's not checking if you have enough in terms of stacks. So you may have 3 stacks of 222 and you need 6, right? And this will tell you that you don't have it because they are not grouped properly. That's super annoying. But do I have a better way? Like, do I have a way to find multi-items? I don't know. Find all item stats ID. Used in auto give exchange with NPC to find all possible items to give. This is better. Yeah. But I hope that this is not storage, eh? So this one is actually return. Okay, this is good. So this is actually returning all the items. They can also be separate in multiple stacks, right? In your inventory that are matching this item ID. Hello, who joined? Hello, Buonaventuro. Hey, welcome. We are working on the crafting system and trying to improve a bit the way it works today. Because people are saying that the system is not very easy to use, and so we are trying to get. So what do we want to do? We want to just sum up all the stack counts. I mean, consider they may have different qualities, right? But I don't think we care at this point. I think we just counted the. Should I create a function inside a player inventory which is just called something like check quantity or something? Because I think it may be a generic function that we use also for something else, right? So like we check if the quantity is enough. Basically, yeah, I think I want to do that. I think I want to add a new function. I think I want to add a new function that is check that is called check check item stats ID count or stack count, or it's a bit of a long name, but check item ID stats count. So it's basically checks if the player has enough count of enough of a particular item, also including separate stacks, right? And he may actually return the count, or what? Do we want to return the count, or do we want to have a mean count there? I think we can return the count. No? We can say get all item stats ID stack count. or find. I don't know if I want to say get or find, but I think find usually is, I don't know, it's the same. Yeah. So it is basically doing exactly like this one, with the difference that while it's scanning, right? There's something bad with the sound. Some old bad sound in the back. Okay, let me unplug it 1 second. Let me unplug it. Let me unplug. I unplugged it and plugged it in again. Let me know if it's fixed. Some scratches. Let's see if now is better. Let me know. Don't worry. Don't worry about me keeping talking. Don't worry about me keeping talking. I talk all the time. I talk all the time. So we do count plus and then we do what? Get stack count. Okay. And then we return count, right? I hope. Yeah, sometimes there is some like dust, you know, some small dust into the. I don't know how we can enter because it's perfectly sealed, but it happened already in the past that it gives a bit of yeah. So since here we are just checking, right? We're not checking the quality of the item. We are not checking anything. The only thing that we want to get the we want to get the item count overall, right? And so if we have enough of that item count, so I would say if item count is equal or greater than greater or equal than then combo get minimum quantity. We don't care about the maximum, we care about the minimum, right? So if it's greater than the minimum quantity, the check for this particular item is passed, right? Otherwise, it's not passed. So I don't know how to store this information at the moment, but basically we will need I think we need a supporting structure that I have to create, right? I think we can start to create it because otherwise I don't know where to put the data. So we need a new blueprint now, not like that, but I can just copy because I'm lazy. So this could be F crafting node check result, something like that. Crafting node check result, and we don't need the serialization. And what do we need as So I will need an array, or can I do an array of a t pair, or is too complex and you cannot do it? Because I will need an array of a t pair of a string, and which is the name of the item, and a boolean to say if it's actually matching or not matching, right? The boolean can be quantity or not enough quantity. So this will be like a materials check, or materials count, right? So this basically will be for each material list the name and says if we have enough or not, right? Do we want to say how many we are missing? How many we are missing? Like we say, like missing 2 or something. Yeah, I think we want. The int. So this actually can be an integer. And does this work? Can I have a pair of, can I have a t pair of string or no? I can, right? Or t pair needs to, I don't know, he's complaining a bit, but I think he's complaining because he's stupid. Because Visual Studio is low thinking, but it's correct. So this will be all the materials that we have or we miss, right? Then I think we need something very similar for nearly identical for the skills, right? Because you may have skill ranks. So for each skill required, which is basically primary or secondary, list the name and if we have enough ranks, int at 0 means we have enough, negative values how many we miss, right? I think it should be the same for the skills. And then we need a tool and equipment, right? Tool and equipment. So again, I think again we need the name of the equipment. So there would be like an equipment check, and this will be another T. I don't know if these T pairs are actually. So there is, do we have the proper equipment in range? Yes or no? And this is, do we have the proper tool available, right? And this would be another T pair of, this would be tool. So I think if we have, yeah, I think that's pretty much all, right? So we need materials, skills, equipments, and tools. Is this what we said? Tool, equipment, material, and skills. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, boys. So is the background noise gone, boys, now? Yeah. This fixed. We fixed everything. We fixed everything. We definitely fixed everything. I don't know if you are a StarCraft enthusiast or fan, but tonight there is the ESL. There is the ESL Championship. Winter. There is the winter ESL for StarCraft 2. And tonight there are the semi-finals and the grand final. I think this semi-finals will be very nice to see. One is in 2 hours and 45 minutes from now, and the other is in 4 hours. Unfortunately, it's a bit late. So it's like 10 p.m. And this one is even later. It's at nearly midnight, right? But the final is nearly midnight. But I think it's very nice to see. So if you want to look at it, is on ESL on Twitch. It's called, I think, ESL SC2, and yeah, I think I will watch it. Maybe not all, but I will watch. Maybe while doing something else, I will watch it. There is Serral in the semifinals. And Clem, so there's a French guy. Clem is from France, and Serral is from Finland, and they are all super good. But I think Serral will win. But let's see. And then he's going against the 2 Koreans. If Serral wins, he's going to the grand final with the 2 Koreans. And yeah, that would be nice to see. I think I will watch it. Maybe on and off while doing something else, but I will watch it. Okay, so this is telling us if we have enough items, right? So now we need to put into our new thingy that we created, which is called F crafting node something. Check result, right? So I don't know if this is redundant, like I'm creating an empty object and assigning to this, while this one probably is already creating an empty object. I don't know, probably is redundant, but I find it clearer, you know. I don't know, I find it clearer, so I see that is properly initialized. I don't know, give me a sense of safety. It gives me a sense of safety to see this. Okay, so if we have the minimum quantity, then we take what? We take our results, materials count, and we add, right, a new T pair made of what? Made of the name of the, we said made of the name of the item. The name of the item. Ah, fuck. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. We can ask to Cache Manager. Cache Manager is our solution for everything. Get item stats. So, I mean, hopefully we find, I mean, if we don't even find it, it is basically we, right? I mean, it should not happen that this is empty, right? But assuming that is empty, we just skip it because we don't want to crash the server for this, right? But it should never happen. That the item does not exist, it should never happen. So basically, yeah. So we can get needed item, get name, right? And then we want what? We want the count. Okay, so we can just say item count minus item count minus what? So I don't even need the if, I guess. So we do item count minus the minimum quantity. So if I have 3 and the quantity is 3, I go to 0. If I have 5, I plus 2, and if it's, you know, the opposite, I'm minus 2, right? So yeah, I don't even need that. So we just put this as extra item and is done, right? Right? Okay. Okay, that's nice. Right. So this is adding out of, okay, this is adding it to the result. Then so combinations do not have tools, do not have equipment, which is a bit of a pity, but you can basically combine items. You can basically combine items whenever you want and how you want. You just need a container. So the only thing that I think this thing needs to check if there is a public container or a reachable container in the surrounding, right? Because if you don't have a container on the ground, you will not be able to combine, right? Yeah. I really dislike the fact that our combinations are not, but unfortunately that's the way it is. I mean, I really would like to change it, but I think is too much of a change. I will have to change basically everything. every single combination. But you know, the combinations are not asking for a specific container, which is pretty stupid. Like you can mix, you know, you can mix a sand cookie with, you know, you can mix a pinch of salt, a scoop of this, a pat of butter, a scoop of flour. You can do it in a chest, you know, which is absolutely ridiculous. So at least I think probably the pattern, right? I mean, if I want to do a change that is the simplest possible change, I could do, you know, I could do a change here to say that this particular pattern, like baking, right? Baking requires as a container to do the combinations. For example, a bowl or a plate or something, right? And if I put it at this level, I think it's not too crazy as a change. This means that the wall pattern will have will require a specific object to do the mixing, which to me makes a lot of sense because again, I don't know, putting you know, mixing butter and sugar and honey inside a backpack. I mean, doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, you can, but the result is, you know, you have a backpack that is a mess. Now, it's true that we really depend on the mix, right? Because I can mix... I mean, some stuff I will have to mix it on a glass, maybe inside a glass or a bowl. Other maybe I want to mix it in a pot or a... I will have to think about that. But as it is now, I think we are missing a column, right? We are missing a column here, which is the actual... And I'm fine to do it by... Well, in theory I could do it by process. Probably the process would be even better. But you don't have a process in the... Yeah, you don't have a process in the combinations. There is no process. There is no process. That's such a stupid thing. Anyway, there is something I want to do, but I cannot do it now. Because it's too much of a change. It's too complex. So in theory, for a combination, right, I need at least one... I need at least one equipment, right? I need at least a container. Container on the ground that I can use to mix, right? And should be reachable. And should be not owned by another player, right? So this is a bit annoying as a check because I will have to find items in range, right? I will have to find item in range. I think we need a new function because I don't have a function today that is checking. I mean, I have something on game mode. I have a number of get, find, you know, all of this. I have find, find items in cylinder. Find items, find nearby entity by radius. Yeah, by radius is enough. Find nearby entities by radius. I mean, it would be better to have a find nearby items. Yeah, exactly. Find nearby items in radius. I think it's good. I think that is enough. And but I can have another one, which is find nearby. Find nearby items by type. Find nearby items by type. Where type is what? I do this for the food. I see. No. Yeah, I will add a new one. Which is very similar to find nearby items. And this one will be find find nearby crafting containers. So it's very clear why we do this, right? Yeah. And this thing is basically identical to this. It's basically identical to that, with the difference that it must be a container. Actor, well, first of all, actor get items that get item data should be, so it should be, it must be a PS item. Must be a PS item. It must be a container. And the distance should be within the radius, right? So if this is the case, then I think we are good. Okay, this is a good function. So to call it, what I need to do, I just need to get the right. Oh my god. I need to do this. Need to do this. Okay, fine. No problem. So I need to take my actor. I need to do get world. I need to do get authentication mode. I mean get made game mode. And then in my game mode, I don't know exactly why I placed it there, but anyway, I placed it there. And here we do find nearby crafting containers, right? The sector. Do we really use the sector? We don't use the sector. We don't use the sector, so I think I can pass. I think I can pass null on the sector. We don't care. I'm not going to do any checks, you know. So we pass null on the sector. Then the position is the player position. So it will be get actor location, right? And then we have what? And then we have the instance ID, which also we don't use, so we don't care. So we just say 0. And then we have the radius. What radius we want? We want the use radius, huh? We want the use radius. Where is that defined? Range to select? No, range to use, 400. Range to use. Okay, so we do range to use. And then what? And then the invisible. No, invisible false, obviously. Okay. So this thing will return a T-array of PS item actor. A T-array of PS item actor. Pointer. Sorry, a PS item actor. And this will be containers in range, right? Now what we want to do with these containers, we want to be sure that the container is not, the container is what? I mean, can you mix in a furnace? I mean, in theory you can, but sounds a bit stupid. Hello, Knuckle J. Hey. I'm doing good. How are you? I mean, I'm thinking that this container is anyway, for now, I mean, we have to improve it a bit, right? Because if there is a container of another player that is guarded by another player, right? And so it's not a public access. So how do I check that? So if I do let me just see 1 second. Do I have get guarding character ID? I don't know. I think I need to that's fine. For now, I will add it later. I will add it later. Is a sub case and fine. So if container num is greater than 0, right? Then it means that we have, right, the proper equipment. If not, we don't. So I would say result dot equipment equal to what? I don't know if I want to have a string, but can I take just the first one or what? Yeah, I can just take the first one, I guess. I can just take the first one, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think we can just do this without the if then. I mean, it's a bit cryptic, but fine. It's a bit cryptic, but fine. So this is basically deciding if, you know, I have it or I don't have it. Okay, this is nice. So for combinations, we basically finish the check, right? For combination, we finished the check because we checked every single item and we checked the container. So if well, I think that this question mark is a bit weird. Is a combination, is a transformation, right? So if it's a transformation, then we have all of this plus the materials, right? Yep. Because transformations may require a tool, may require an equipment, may require skills and such, and may require materials. So let's check materials first, like we did above. So to check the materials, I would say that wait a second. I mean, obviously, if this is returning null, yeah, if this is returning null, we have a problem, right? I mean, this is the same here, right? I mean, if the combo does not exist, we cannot continue. Like we sent an invalid number, we cannot continue. So it will be the same here, right? If the transformation is not valid, yeah. So here we find the transformation. Right? Then in the transformation we can get what? We can get the item ID. Yeah. So the item ID is this. Right? The same thing. Is the same thing. So if the needed item does not exist, if the needed item does not exist, we have a problem, right? So I don't know what to return, but basically I don't know what to do. I mean, it should never happen, but if you yeah, so I don't know, we will return, I don't know. There is a failure, right? The item that is requested does not exist in the database. I don't know, we just return, but this should never happen. This should never happen, but I want to put it here because if someone is sending, you know, wrong data just to crash the server, they cannot do it. So we are preventing any DDoS attack. Do you think we will get some DDoS attack? Or not? Okay, so we have our needed item, and now what do we do? Now we need to see if we have that item in our inventory. So I don't think there is a count. I mean, the trans is the trans saying the count? No, huh? Get item quantity. Yeah, actually it is saying the count. Get item quantity. 0 1 1 1 0 1 14 2 21. What the hell is this? There is a transformation that requires 21 items. Okay. From a water pouch to a 3/4 pot of water. Interesting. Wow, 21. Holy shit. Anyway, so we need to check if the quantity of this item is good or not, and put it back in our result, right? So we need to do something like this. So we need to check. So we need to have this extra item pretty much the same as, right? So so how do I get the item count? Can I do the same? Yeah, I can do exactly the same that I did here. Okay, so we get the item count from the inventory. We search all the item ID stack count. Okay. And we understand if we have extra items compared to that. So we do our item count minus what is required. And so we may have extra or we may have minus. And then we put the extra item here together with the needed item. Get item name. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this will tell us if we have enough of that particular item. The same as we did above. The difference is that here is one item only, right? Because in the transformation, you have one line for each. Like you have a berry pie and you slice it, right? But the one that you slice is one. Okay. Now we need to check. Now we need to check the tool. So we need to see if you have the tool available, right? So it's very similar because we need to see. So we need to ask our cache manager. We need to ask our cache manager if he can get the but we need to go through the process ID. Yeah. We need to go through the process ID actually. We need to go through the process ID. Why? Because so there should be a PS trade process. And this one is coming again from cache manager, get trade process by ID. Okay. So there is a returning. Oh fuck, is returning an array. Is returning an array. What? How it is possible? Why is returning an array? Keeps the idea of the process in an array containing this process definition. You use an array because you could perform the same process with two different equipments. Oh my god. Okay. 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 So we want to check them all because you can do it with multiple equipment. The point is that we analyze the I don't know. So what do we do? So what do? We check every... I don't know. So this process... What? Huh? There is an array of... What? Bro, no, I understand it's a pointer, okay? I understand it's a pointer, but can we please get rid of that and just give me a normal freaking item? Oh, okay, thank you. So we get that. And now inside a process, because I can have multiple ones, right? I have my equipment ID and work item ID. So the work item ID, let me just remember what is what, because so inside my process, right, I have my equipment, for example, the wooden spoon, and I have the container, equipment and container they are called. Equipment and container. Actually, I mixed them a bit. I called them I called it equipment and tool, but it's not good, huh? I called it equipment and tool, but it seems that equipment is actually the container. No, it seems the container is actually the container. And the tool is actually the equipment, right? Okay. I'm gonna change that. So here is container. And so here, yeah, but I don't understand get work item ID. What is get work item ID returning? Is returning the work item ID, okay, but is the work item ID what? The tool or the container? Work item ID. Fuck, it's not clear. It's not clear what is this work item ID. Equipment ID. I think work item ID is the container, probably. Work item ID. Fuck. I mean, we can see it just by running it and seeing what he asks for, but check if any equipment is required. Check if required being is on hand. Okay, so the the equipment then is the tool that you have in your hand, and the work item is actually the container on the ground. Okay. So the work item. Work item. Let me call it work item here so that it's a bit easier to remember. So work item. Okay, so I'm putting double names so I remember. So let's say, okay, so we check the tool equipment, we check the container work item, okay? So now, what I need to do? Equipment. I think it's spelled wrong. Anyway. I think it's spelled wrong. Anyway. Get equipment ID. Okay, so I need to find my equipment. Can I go by ID? No, because I will have to anyway to place the name, I guess. So I still need to do this, huh? which anyway is just a hash, so it's super quick. So I think we should not be scared of searching this. It would be better if it was all pointers already, but okay. So we search the item. We search the item, right? And then we search in our inventory if we have it, right? It can be anywhere. It can also be in a container, I guess, right? So item count. So item count. We get the item ID from the equipment ID. Sorry, I'm messing up, but okay. Now I think that because I may have multiple, so for example, you can craft with a hammer or you can craft with a master hammer, right? Now, do we want to have the minimum? Yeah, I think we want to have the minimum. So if we have at least one item that allows you to craft, I think is okay, right? So I think we can have a boolean, which is like equipment check, which by default is false, but then if we find here at least one item, right? So if we find at least an item count greater than 0, then we say that our equipment check is true, and I think that at that point we are happy enough, right? And so here, you know, if our equipment check is false, I mean, if it's, I mean, we return. Wait, no, we return. We do result equipment, which is what? Is it t pair or something? Is a TPR of string and boolean, yeah. So we do blah blah blah, right? Of my needed equip. Well, I mean, that is a bit of a problem, huh? Okay, now let's do it here. Let's do it here then. Let's do it here, and we just exit. Which I think is smarter. So I don't even need to keep the equipment check. So here we just, you know, we just break out of the 4 and GG. So we do equipment equal to t pair of this string of int where needed equipment of get name, and then here we need item count. But no, because I need to know if it's 0. I mean, if it's greater than 0, I'm fine. And I can say true. But the problem is that if it's not, and I reach the end of the 4, right, without this, then I need to say that it's false, right? But I need to do it because I need to cycle on all the items. Kind of annoying. Because I have my needed equipment here. You know what we can do? I mean, it's not very elegant, but we can say else if we are at the last element of the array, right? So if I is equal to prox num minus 1, right? It's not very elegant, but so if we are at the last element, if we are at the last element and we also miss it, then it's a miss, right? The only problem is that this will return, in terms of name, the name of the highest item in the list, which is a bit annoying. We can we can do what? We can concatenate the string. Okay, I will do it later, but in theory here we should concatenate the string with all the names of the needed equipment. At the moment I'm just returning the last one. It's okay. I can say you fix me right. So I should list all the names of the one that I didn't find, but fine. So we do this, right? So here we populate if we have the equipment or if we don't have the equipment. Then we need to check the container or the work item ID. Okay, so this guy is specific. So you cannot fake it. So it's not just a container in range, but it's a specific ID in range. So this is so this is not find nearby. So this is find nearby items. Find nearby items. We don't have find nearby items by ID. Pity. By stats ID, right? Find nearby items by stat ID. I think we need it. I think I will add it. I think I will add a find PSNI contained by radius of a specific stats ID. So we return only one, eh? Yeah, I think so. And the signature I think is the same. The signature is the same with the addition of my stats ID. Can I avoid all this sector? Yeah, let me remove it. I don't care. Also invisible I think is always false. I mean, let me just simplify it. So let me just simplify it a bit, boys, because otherwise we continue to keep parameters there that we never use. So this is similar to this, but not. So this is cycling on this, is checking the distance. Get ID, get UID. Get UID of what? No, this is not correct. Get base stats, yeah, exactly. Get base stats, get UID, yeah, exactly. So if this is equal to stats ID, and the distance is equal to that. And the distance is equal to that, then we return the actor, otherwise we return null. Okay, nice. Okay, good. So we have now a new function that is called find nearby item by stats ID. That requires the actor location, the range, and the stats ID. And the stats ID is what? The stats ID is trans get whatever. Is trans get work item ID, huh? No. Is pros get trade process by ID. Yeah, so the container and war, okay. So actually, yeah, this is a bit of a mess, but fine. So basically, yeah, because we may have multiple processes and they may have different equipment. So actually, I think we have the same problem that we have here for the tool. We have it also for the container. So we find the needed container, you know, similar to what we did here for the equipment. And then we say proc get wait I'm messing up. Proc get work item ID, right? Get work item ID. So this is finding, if available, the container ID, but for one process, right? We may have more than one. So I think we have to do something similar. So if we find it, I mean, if the needed container is there and we find it, I think we can return result container. We can return result container, blah, 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 needed container, name and true, right? And break from this for loop because we found it. No, I cannot do this. I cannot do this because if I do this, I will fuck up this cycle. This is not a good idea. So, or I run 2 times through the for loop separately, which is probably a better idea. So I check the equipment first and then I check the container next for each process. Otherwise, I think we are messing up a bit. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a double loop, but anyway, these are like 2 items, you know, so it's like a for loop of 2 items. So I don't think we are you know, we are doing any damage. Okay, so here now I do the yeah. If we are at the last item and we didn't find anything, right? I do the same and I say, hey, we return. Yeah, exactly. 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 Okay, so we checked the tool, we checked the container, we checked the materials, and now we need to check the skills. Holy moly. We're checking so much stuff, boys. It's insane. It's insane. Let me eat something just because. I need some. Ooh, I need some energy. Wow. Okay. So we so now we check the skills. Okay. So the skills are also on the process. Yep. The skills are on the process, so we need to do exactly the same. Well, it's not exactly the same, but I mean, for sure it's not. So if I can, you know what is the problem? No, I cannot do it this way. That is wrong. That is wrong because I want to. At the moment, what I'm doing, I'm saying, oh, I check the preparation table. My baby, the other process requires this, and so I'm checking if I have the preparation table. Yes, but the skills not. Understand? So it should be all or nothing on one row. Yeah. It should be all or nothing on one row, boys. It should be all or nothing on one row. Exactly. Exactly. That is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. So for each process, I need to check that that particular process is executable in terms of tool equipment, container work item, and skills. This is a bit of a mess. For multi-process, I don't know, we can manage single processes for now. That's probably the easiest. I think we can just manage single process for now. Let's do this. Let's manage only single process because it's too complex at the moment. So let's do this. You fix me. We manage only one process for now, but we need to expand it to multi-process. Okay. So here we just break and GG, right? So we only do one cycle. And in this one cycle, I check that And in this one cycle, I check that my equipment yeah, let's do it this way, boys, otherwise it's too complex. Let's do it this way. I know I'm deleting a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it's actually correct. Um, let's do it this way. Let's do it single process and then we will decide what to do for multi-process. But anyways, it's correct that I'm checking everything in one line, right? The previous idea was stupid. It was just broken. It was just a stupid idea. Stupid idea. So to check the skills, what I need to do to check the skills, I need to check what? I need to go by process, right? And I need to check the primary and the secondary skill. So I need a primary skill ID. And I need to check, and there is a minimum quantity and a maximum quantity. So I think we only need the minimum quantity, right? So we want to ask, I don't know if we want to ask to cache manager or to who, if we have that skill, right? So I don't know if it's progression manager, maybe it's progression manager that can tell us if the character has enough skill. Progression manager, send skill list. No, looks like progression manager has no idea. Progression manager has no idea. Strange, but it doesn't. We need a get skill rank. Let me try with actor. Let me try actor rank. Get skill rank. Okay, get skill rank seems not to be too bad. What is taking as an input is taking a PS skill, which is actually an integer, which is exactly this guy. So I think that this will actually work if I cast it to PS skill. So this will return my skill rank in that particular skill. Now in the rank, what can I get? I can get the current. Yeah, I get the current, which is a buffable, but it's fine. So I get the current and I say again, if the current is, or because how do I return it? I return it. So we decided that result skill ranks is an array, I guess, huh? Yeah. Because it can be one. Well, in theory, instead of an array, we could have just said primary skill, secondary skill, because there are only two. there are only 2 skills maximum. So that's probably clearer, right? Is it? I think it is clearer. If I just say primary, secondary. Yeah, I think it's clearer, boys. Let's change it. So it will be like this, huh? It will be like this. Yeah, I think it's better because anyway we have only 2, so I don't need an array when I only have 2 skills. So who cares? So I don't think the rank has name. I don't think the rank has name actually. No, rank doesn't have name. And skill, no, it doesn't have. It doesn't have. It doesn't have. I think we need our friend cache manager to get skill by ID or something. Yeah, I think it's the only way. Because if we need the name, right, we need to. It is returning what? Is returning a skill info. Yeah, skill info has it. PS skill info definitely has the information. So we can say skill info. Hopefully there is a get name. Name. Yeah, skill info name. And we say if the current minus required, right? So current minus get minimum primary skill, right? Okay, that's very good. And then we do the same. We do the same. Okay. Okay, this is very good. Oh my god, I think we did it. At least for one process, you know, not multi-process, but one process, I think we did it. So this thing is doing, in theory, all the checks. Now, it doesn't mean that it works, but this thing is doing all the checks for combinations or transformations, and is filling in our result object that then I need to send out to my client, right? So I think that here we just do actor get PS controller, and then we add a new function. That is implementable event, and is receive results of a crafting check or a crafting book check, right? And this will be receive crafting check results, right? Receive crafting check result. And the only thing that we need to put here is a crafting node check result, and nothing else, right? Okay, so now we need to call this from here, and we are basically done. Yeah. Okay, let's recompile. Let's recompile and see what happens. One failed. Instant. Okay. Why? Unable to find class delegate enum or struct with name t-pair. What the fuck? We cannot. No, we cannot pass t-pairs to. Please, please don't be annoying. Please don't be annoying. We cannot pass a t-pair to the freaking. What? Come on. Unbelievable. Oh my god. This is a disaster. We need to redo all the... Oh my god. Why do you don't like a T-pair? Come on. Why? I can make another struct, but... I can make another struct. That's so stupid. Yeah, like here we do... Ah. Okay. Okay, so how do we call this struct? We call it F crafting what? I mean, depends because no, but I don't believe. Really? Why? Unreal Engine T-pair over RPC? Why? T-pair doesn't... I don't know. Unable to find class. What the fuck? Ridiculous. Except the global type templates are incompatible with U property. Oh my god. Because it's a template thingy. Okay. Okay. So okay, so we do okay, So we call it what? We call it ft pair string and ft pair bool, or what? Ft pair int and ft pair bool. I don't know. It's so stupid. So hey, I have no other way, boys. I have to do it like this. I have to do it like this. Because it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. This bitch doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. So annoying. I have to change a bunch of stuff. I have to change a bunch of stuff, really. But anyway, we will do it. We will do it. I mean, in theory, I could have passed all the variables separately, right? But I think it's kind of stupid. But anyway. Okay, so if we do this now, I hope that now Desi likes. I mean, obviously we don't like the code because now the code is all fucked up. But I hope he compiles this. And while he compiling that, we need to change, yeah, because now all our T-pair are all fucked up, right? Bah. Let's create maybe a constructor at least so that Jesus. Jesus. Meh. Meh, 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 meh. Meh, meh, meh. So that now that we have the constructor, at least we can, I mean, the code will be very similar, right? Because wherever I have this, I can just say this, right? So I think it's the change is very reasonable, actually. The change is actually very easy to do if I do it this way. Right. We only have one boolean. Why we only have one boolean? Thought we had more, man. Fine. Right? Bro, it's an int and an f string. What do you mean you cannot convert? It's a string and an int. Huh? You crazy? What do you mean you cannot convert? What? I don't understand. What did he say? Ah, because I wrote this before running the compilation. Yeah. Hello, Gabule. Hello. Is the streamer tame? What do you mean? Yeah, I'm not that wild. See my teeth? No appropriate default constructor available. Yep. Okay. I mean, should we just say empty 0 or what? Hello, who joined? Hello, Gabriel. Thank you for the follow. Hello. Hey, what brings you here? In this boring part of Twitch where we do software development. It seems that, you know, there are other popular things on Twitch, and software development is not always the best, but it's what we do. We are developing a game. Actually, the game is already developed. And we are improving it. In particular, we are trying to improve the crafting window. There is the plan. There is the simple plan. So the plan is basically to add this area that doesn't exist yet to the crafting window, because when you have to craft like dishes with fishes, you get this tree, right? This tree is telling you what you needed to actually craft this carp delight, right? Which is a dish. And if you click on any of these items, you get a description of what you have to do, like combining specific item, I don't know, mixing, heating, cooking, right? But then it stops here at the moment, right? You cannot do anything else with it. But now we are adding a new panel, which is this, which actually allows you to do a check on all the items that are required, the tools, the containers, whatever. And if not, I mean, no, and if yes, if you have all the prerequisites required, right, you will just be able to click on just do it, or do it, and it will no operator found which takes running operand a piper string. There is no acceptable conversion. What the fuck? Ah, because there is a boolean actually. Aha. Okay, yeah, it's starting to work. Hello, Notrir. Borimel. Attempting to reference a deleted function. What the? What? Okay. I don't want to know. What do you mean attempting to? What do you mean? Because I don't have a constructor? Because I don't have a constructor. Okay. I mean, a constructor should do... I don't think it should do anything. I mean, we can actually set these variables to empty, but... Does he allow me to do it this way or no? Let me see what we did with the previous ones. With the previous ones, we did... Well, actually we initialized... Yeah, we initialized all the variables. Okay. Okay, we can. But I think these are already initialized by themselves, so maybe it will not ask me. Let's see. Let's see. It should do nothing. No default constructor exists for t-pair string boolean. True. It is actually true. Why so annoying? I mean, fine. I mean, okay. I mean, yes. Actually, I want to put this before that. No, sorry, this is 0. This is the boolean one, so this should be false. It's making our life pretty hard. It's making our life pretty hard at the moment. But I think we will win. I mean, at the end, we always win, no? I think at the end we will win. Still complaining about something. I don't know why. So I mean, we just need a pair of value. We just need a pair of name and value, and where one is a boolean, one is an int, to be passed through our structure, right? And we need, yes, okay. Now we added the incomplete type. Or what do you? No. It's compiling. It's compiling. It's just Visual Studio getting a bit stupid because we changed it here and now is. But I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think he will realize that it is okay. Yeah, one thing that Unreal Engine does consistently is to have these constructors, right? So you always need to have a constructor for every possible type that you declare, so that, for example, if you are dropping an actor into the editor, right, and that actor is using one of these objects, one of these new classes, Unreal Engine knows how to assign the different values, and so you don't get... One succeeded, good. Okay, succeeded, boys. Okay, so now that is succeeded, we can finally open again the editor, and we can get this function, right? Because we are receiving the result, right? We are receiving the result. So maybe we see something before dinner. I hope so. I hope so. I still have half an hour roughly, and maybe we see something before dinner. Something visual. Something like that validates that we did something in the last 4 hours. Something that we can say, Oh yeah. Is any one of you using a real engine, guys? Are you developing any games, or are you developing something with Unreal Engine? Okay, so now we should have me, no, but I know someone who does it. Which I guess is me, huh? I guess it's me. Okay, so check prerequisite, right? So we will get, when we press that button, we will get so on player control, do we have a crafting thingy? Crafting, fantastic. Crafting. So let's put it here. So there is receive crafting check result. Okay. So we can say server sends us the results of the crafting book check, something like that. So this is the result coming in, right. So we need to add a new event, which is called on client. It is replicated on owning client and reliable, and it will get as an input our result, which is of type crafting node check result. Crafting node check result. I don't know why the first time is not getting it. Is on. Gonna check result. Okay. So we now call that. So we go server to client. So here we are on the server side, right? And here we jump on the client. We jump on the client. And so what we need to do, we need to get our win crafting. Win crafting 3. Well, win crafting 3. Win crafting window. Yeah. So we get our win crafting window, and okay, this change is gonna break the compatibility with the current client, huh? Just that you know. This change is gonna break it. And here first of all we need to call, no wait, let me do it one at a time, or I'm getting confused. One at a time. We create a new event, right? That I think is called the same. Receive crafting check result is okay. And here we are inside a window, right? Here we are in the actual window that is receiving the results, right? And so from our player controller we will call that, right? So it is done. And here we will do whatever we need to do, which I don't know yet, but we will do. So let's have the check actually working, right? To have the check working, we need to call this other function. We need to call request crafting check on player controller. So we need to add. Wait, maybe we do it like this. Request crafting check on PC. This will be run on server and reliable. So here is us asking our crafting request. I don't know. Our crafting prerequisites. Okay. So this one actually has a, I think he has a crafting node as yeah, exactly. As a crafting node. As a variable. Yep. And this one, since we are server side, you know, we can directly call the request crafting check. So that is the C++ thingy. So basically this is the request and it is the answer, right? So we can now call, if we compile this, we can now call request crafting check on PC. We have to do it for player controller. Do I have a player controller here? No. Okay, anyway. Right. Okay, and we pass in the crafting node, right? So this will, yeah, this will ask the question and this will give us the answer. Now the answer, what do we do with the answer? Well. The answer, we have a lot of stuff in the answer. We have the materials, we have the primary skills, we have the secondary skills, we have the container, we have the equipment. So we can put all this information at the moment. Let's just print it out, okay? Let's just print it out. Let me just put maybe a text box or something, and we will just print it. No matter, I mean, just as a, you know. And then we will make it better. But for now, let me just put a text box. I mean, text, yeah. In the vertical box, yes, maybe not that big. And yeah, this will be hopefully auto wrap, so it goes the next line. And this one must be a variable, and it will be called txt result, right? And it will be empty at the beginning. So so we will append string and put it here. Yeah, oops. Okay. So what do we want to type in that thingy? We want to for each loop of all the materials, which I think is the most important part of the materials, right? So for everything of the we need a local variable, right? Yeah, we need a local variable, and this local variable will be called result description. And So we will append like crazy. This thing will go way to the right. So for every element, right, that we receive as material, we break it and we say, so if this one is greater than 0, if it's greater or equal to 0, then we have enough materials of that particular object, right? So if this is true, I think we can append something like the name of the material and then OK. If it's false, we append the name of the material and we say missing, and then we add the number that is missing, and the number that is missing will be my value, right? It will probably say -2. Yeah, maybe we ABS. So it will say 2 now and not -2. Missing 2, right? So missing 2 or OK 2. We do it for each material, and then when this is completed, and then when this is completed, we check other stuff. When this is completed, we check the primary rank, secondary rank. I did a mistake. Because actually the ranks are valid only if, and the equipment is valid only if it's a transformation. Yep. So I need an additional flag here. Okay, let's do the container and then I do the right. Yeah, I need to expand it. It is not enough, but it's fine. So let me break this. The container we can do because it's valid in all cases. Is it? Yeah, well, yeah, I think it is. I don't know. So we do something similar to this, and we do a branch based on the availability of the container. And if it's true, we say container name, OK. If not, we say container name not in range. Okay, or not found, I don't know. Okay, for now I think it's okay. Let's go like this and see what we get, okay? Because then we need to do more stuff. But I think it is already enough. There is already a good test, right? To see what we get, or to see if we get something. Let me launch it in debug mode because I think I would like. I guess it will not work at the first run, and so I would then like to see what happens in this part of the code, right? When we do all the checks and stuff. So what we want to see now is that when we click on that button, we get a result of whatever type. And we get the result like if I have the right materials, I don't have the right materials, I have the right container in range, right? That is pretty good though, huh? I mean, it's coming together. At least the check part is coming together. I think that we are not too far from having a check that actually works. We are not too far because, yeah, there may be some bugs. Fine, but... Okay, it's starting. Let me just check something while it's starting. Okay, starting up, it's starting up. So let's start also the client. I mean, I'm pretty sure we catch. I can put a breakpoint here and see if we reach this, but I think we should, right? Unless I forgot something. And hopefully it's not crashing. I mean, it's very possible because we added so much stuff. We added many different functions and methods, and we added so much. So we need a bit of debugging now to see how it goes. We basically added code for like 3 hours and okay. This one I can remove this breakpoint. I don't need it anymore. Okay, as you can see, we have the check prerequisite here, right? So if I click on I don't know, this guy, right? If I click on this guy, nutty butter, which by the way now is getting highlighted, which is pretty cool. Nutty butter, right? So that is nutty slop into mix a nutty slop into nutty butter using wooden bowl with a wooden spoon, right? So this one in theory has let me see if we have one that has more materials. Okay, like this one. This one has 1,000,000 materials, right? Combine, blah blah blah. So let's see what happens if I click on this. Okay, we reach this point, which is nice. But we GG out. It crashed. Why crashed? Because containers of 0 does not exist. Okay. Why I'm so stupid? Yeah. Yeah, obviously, if this is not valid, right? How do I know? How do I know the name if that is not found? You know what? I will just say container. I will just say container. Do we have the same issue? Do we have the same issue? Do I have the same issue? No, because here the equipment ID is... Yeah, we have the same issue. Because if they... No, we don't have the same issue. This is always valid. I mean, if this is not valid, is a real... Okay, it's good. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try again. But he's running, eh? He's running. He's doing stuff. He's doing stuff, boys. He's doing stuff. It is. It is doing stuff. Fuck, I finished my time. No! I have an hard stop at 8 today. Hard stop. I just would like to see something in the window, right? That's the only thing I want to see. Something in the window, anything. Even just a no, but I want to see something in the window. It is telling me, no, you have nothing. Please. 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 Please show me something. Please. Show me. Show me, show me. Show me something. Show me. Check. Okay. Ah. Container not in range. Okay, what about all the other materials, you stupid? Okay, let me try another one. This. Check. Container not in range. The only thing that we are getting is container not in range, but at least we are getting something, right? But I was expecting the materials to be... I mean, like, right? Like the slop. In theory, I needed the slop. And in theory, we should be sending... Well, I can just do this and check here in the breakpoint, right? But for each combination item, check if the player has this item. Ah! Oh, fuck. Combination ID. There is a bug, eh? There is a bug. The combination ID... Wait a second. I think we are not sending back... Wait. We are not sending back anything. Wait. I think I know the problem. I think I know... This crafting node... I think this crafting node is empty. I think this crafting node is actually empty. Let me see. Crafting node, one combination 1 0. Okay. Yeah, there is actually a mistake. There is actually a mistake. Let me do this. Fuck. Oh yes, there is an error here as well. There is the same mistake. There is the same mistake. There is the same mistake. Yeah, but basically the problem is that we are getting a combination with, I think this is this check is a problem, because we are getting a combination with an empty array of one item. I don't know exactly why we are getting one item as a combination, right? Because we don't have a combination, but basically here, but we are very close, we are very close. We are very close, guys, but unfortunately I need to go. But we are very close. We are very, very close, because this, I don't understand why this crafting node combination ID is coming up as one element with 0 value, instead of being a completely empty one, right? I need to analyze that. I think it's probably when we build it, because we build it here, right? This should be empty. This should be an empty array. It's pretty strange that instead of getting an empty array, we get an array with one element of 0 value, right? So that's kind of strange. It's like if this crafting node has been built wrong. Okay, I will check it, guys, but I think we made very good progress. We are very close. We are very, 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 very close. I need to go, so I will say goodbye. I don't think I will stream tonight, but we will see each other tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. Remember that our game is released. You can go to our website, planeshift.it, click on download now, and you can play it for Windows, Linux and Mac completely free. We do this for fun, so this game has no commercial, you know, aims or anything. But donations are supported, are encouraged. So if you want to donate something, why not? Thank you. We also have a Patreon site. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.